shooting at a gas station on the city's south side killed 2 people. It also injured 2 others, including a 64-year-old man. We get right to CBS 2's Sandra Torres, who is live at the scene in Washington Park. Sandra?
That's right, Roseanne and Lionel. And this shooting happened about 4 hours ago, but this is still a very active scene. Take a look behind me. Police have blocked off this gas station on 51st Street and Indiana Avenue as they canvass the scene. There are dozens of shell casing markings on the ground right by the entrance, giving us an idea of how many shots were fired.
The Golo gas station on 51st in Indiana is the most cursed gas station in Chicago. There have been multiple shootings at this location, and both times, the shootings were fatal. We're going to cover 2 incidents that happened at this gas station, but the main story we'll focus on is the 2017 Quadruple shooting that took the lives of 2 men and left 2 others injured. Before we jump into that story, we have to talk about the events that led up to the shooting. It was an alleged hit by THF looking for revenge on 051 members for the death of THF Bob O, who was shot and killed a few months prior after being released from Cook County Jail.
Serious questions tonight for the Cook County State's Attorney. How did prosecutors miss a deadline to bring a defendant to trial?
Murder charges had to be dropped, and the 23-year-old man was released from county jail, only to be shot to death moments later. Here's CBS 2's Jim Williams.
As Kamari Belmont sat in Cook County Jail charged with murder, the clock started running.
We want accused people, we want victims, witnesses, everybody. We want them to have a speedy trial.
Prosecutors had 120 days to bring Belmont to trial under the state speedy trial statute. They didn't get it done and had to drop the murder charges. Michael Johnson was Belmont's attorney.
In all my years, and I've handled hundreds of murder cases, the first time this has ever happened to me.
CBS 2's legal analyst Irv Miller was a supervisor in the state's attorney's office.
When you were in the state's attorney's office, what would have happened?
Whoever didn't count the days would have been fired.
State's attorney Kim Fox's spokesperson blamed her predecessor, Anita Alvarez's administration. An error occurred in the handling of this case by the prior administration. Going forward, we are working to improve training protocols for our prosecutors to prevent such errors. Minutes after Belmont posted bond Monday night and left county jail, someone in this SUV fired shots at the 23-year-old. He didn't make it to the hospital.
What was your reaction when you found out he had been shot to death?
I was absolutely stunned and felt very bad for his family.
We asked the media office for State's Attorney Kim Fox, who's been in office for months now, whether her administration should assume some responsibility for the error. We have no further comment, they said. We were unable to reach former State's Attorney Anita Alvarez for comment. Live in the newsroom, Jim Williams, CBS 2 News. Rob?
A man who beat his murder case when prosecutors failed to give him a speedy trial was killed minutes after leaving Cook County Jail on Monday night, according to authorities. Kamari Belmont, 23, was being held on murder and robbery charges after he allegedly shot a man during a robbery and robbed another man a few hours later in 2015. The man he shot died weeks later. Cook County prosecutors dropped the murder charges at the end of January after allowing too much time to elapse under the state speedy trial statute, according to court records and Belmont's attorney. The robbery charges remain, and Belmont was ordered held on a $100,000 bond. At 5:30 p.m. Monday, a friend of Belmont posted the required $10,000 on the bond, and Belmont was released at 11:12 p.m., according to jail officials. Belmont was a few blocks from the jail when a white SUV pulled up to his car on California Avenue and someone inside started shooting, police said. Belmont was hit several times. The SUV ran a red light as it sped off and crashed into a car near Interstate 55, police said. Those inside ran away. Belmont collapsed in the street and died at the scene. THF was allegedly behind the hit that happened in 2017 at the Golo gas station. They were looking for 051 members because the Golo gas station on 51st in Indiana is in 051 territory. THF didn't catch any 051 members. They ended up gunning down SKD Hellvel and SKD Buddha. SKD, which stands for South King Drive, is a set of Gangsta Disciples located on 58th and King Drive. Their territory is small, only ranging a span of 2 blocks from 57th to 59th on King Drive. They are also an older gang that, regardless of deaths and incarcerations over the years, has still maintained their hold on their block. They're cool with Geo Drive and mainly beef with THF 46, KD, and 600.
I just dropped 6. Hey, you a Geo Driver scrap gang. These both of my blocks though, I ain't gonna lie.
And police say that responding officers found the 4 victims in the entrance of this gas station at 51st and Indiana Avenue just before 2 a.m. Witnesses told police a gray 4-door Chevy pulled up, fired shots, and then took off. Out of the 4 men shot, we've confirmed 2 are dead, both 24 years old, and 1 was pronounced dead here at the scene, the other at Stroger Hospital. 2 other victims include a 25-year-old shot in the leg and a graze wound to the head, and a 64-year-old shot in the leg, who witnesses say may be an employee of the gas station. And more family members are starting to show up here, trying to find out what happened. They're having a hard time accepting the news.
It's gotta stop, man. Like, everybody's some kid in a way to each other, man. Like, when it's gonna stop, man?
And he is just one of the relatives who is very upset. Unfortunately, police are not releasing much information about the motive. They are still investigating.
Old Man Bill was the security guard that day who was the elderly man shot but survived. Old Man Bill has been shot on 2 other occasions at the same Golo gas station. The gas station doors were bulletproof after the previous altercations, so this is why the shooters literally opened the door to continue shooting. One man literally used one of the men as a shield as all 4 men were hit with a barrage of bullets from close range. Even though 2 of the men were members of SKD, they didn't have anything to do with the THF Bob O hit, so 4 innocent men were shot during this altercation.
A shooting at a gas station on the city's south side killed 2 people and injured 2 others, including a 64-year-old man.
Sandra Torres joins us in the newsroom now with an update on that investigation. Hi, Sandra.
Lionel and Roseanne, that 64-year-old man is an employee of that gas station, well known in the community because he has worked there for years. He was shot in the leg but is doing okay. But 2 other men did not survive the shooting, and family members at the scene were visibly distraught.
This gotta stop, man. Like, everybody's some kid in a way to each other, man. Like, when it's gonna stop, man?
The 2 men who died were both 24 years old, while another 25-year-old survived, but is in serious condition. Responding officers found the 4 victims in the vestibule of that gas station at 51st and Indiana Avenue just before 2 a.m. And witnesses told police a gray 4-door Chevy pulled up to the gas station, opened the door to the vestibule, fired shots, and then took off. And a manager at the store tells me that the door from the entryway to the main store is locked at night, so all 4 men had nowhere to go when the shooting began.
I feel that it's a shame. Here we are again, stooping to our lowest in terms on using gun violence to solve our problem.
And the circumstances surrounding the shooting are not clear yet, but the manager of the gas station tells me the shooting was caught on camera and police are reviewing the video while they investigate. Live in the newsroom, Sandra Torres, CBS 2 News, Lionel, Roseanne.
All right, Sandra, thank you.
A 65-year-old gas station employee was caught in a crossfire early Friday morning when someone sprayed bullets into a Golo vestibule on Chicago's south side. 3 other men were also shot. 2 of them died. Witnesses said a gray 4-door Chevrolet pulled up to the gas station near East 51st Street and South Indiana Avenue in the city's Washington Park neighborhood around 2 a.m., police said. That's when someone got out the vehicle and opened fire before getting back in and taking off north on Indiana. David Scott, 65, was shot 5 times. He was transported to Stroger Hospital, where he was listed in good condition. He was able to tell his wife, Angie Anderson, what happened. He said they walked in shooting at some more guys holding the door open, and they were shooting at the other guys. By him being there, one of the guys ran toward him and he got caught in the line of fire, Anderson said. Anderson said there was a shooting at the same location a couple of years ago. Scott was also wounded in that shooting. She is thankful he is going to be okay. He is talking and everything, but he has a pacemaker. Thank God it didn't hit him in the upper area, or he probably wouldn't have made it, Anderson said. 3 other men were shot at the gas station as well. A 24-year-old man was shot several times in the body and died at the scene. A 24-year-old man suffered several gunshot wounds to the torso and legs. He was rushed in critical condition to Stroger, where he later died. Neither of the victims' identities have been released. A 25-year-old man was shot several times in the legs and suffered a graze wound to the head. He was transported in serious condition to Stroger. Although police have not confirmed it, those who know the men involved said the shooting was gang-related. Harold Hall knows all too well the pain that comes with these types of shootings. His son was killed in 2005. Hall has been spreading the word to stop the violence in this community ever since. We must all come together and stop this. It's nonsense. This is madness. I know there is not an hour or second that goes by that I don't think about my own loved one, Hall said. Jaro City Motor and Side were shot at the same cursed Golo gas station on 51st in Indiana, but this was in 2019. Both men were tragically shot and died on the scene in their car after it crashed into a building. Jaro City Motor was shot in the chest, and Jaro City Side was shot twice in the face. If you want more details into what led to their shooting, make sure you watch the recommended video, because I go into the details of what happened to the both of them. Alright gang, that's another one. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hey man, I just want to shout all of y'all out, man. We over 5 mil on the channel. We at 19K and counting, you know, the road to 20K. I just want to thank y'all for all of the support, man. I've been putting in the work, and obviously it's being reciprocated. So I just want to thank y'all, man. Hey, make sure you get in the comments, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Driller gang, y'all already know what it is. Drillers and trappers, we trapping and drilling. And don't go nowhere. Make sure you watch that next video. Gang!